mark it there. I want to be able to upload this as a separate thing to the channel, so I'm putting a mark on the stream to tell me this is when I started the collab, so that you can like do the things there. Anyway, Land on Fire. Forgive me my boldness, but you are Cassandra Sevilla, are you not? Are you Cassandra? Yes? Then my search is at an end. A begoggled gentleman tasked me to find you, you see, in hopes of entreating your aid with some manner he deigned not share with me. Pray, remain here, and I shall fetch him at once. Yoshi P. He's gotta go fetch Yoshi P. Greetings, champion. I don't actually know what Yoshi P sounds like, so 'tis I who employed the young adventurer to facilitate this impromptu audience. I definitely probably couldn't even try to do his voice anyway. So, as for the why, I have a request that you and you alone can fulfill. Pray listen well, for my tale begins with the most unsettling dream. In it did I behold the evening sky, boundless and shimmering. As I drank deep of its beauty, I spied 2 stars sailing across the inky expanse. One of purest white, the other blushing scarlet. Their courses set such that they might pass without collision. Sharply and suddenly, the scarlet star shifted its trajectory. High above a burning landscape did its path intersect with that of the white star, their conjunction marked by a brilliant explosion of light. Even in slumber, I was awestruck by the spectacle. But what does it mean? A nice tale, but I failed to see what it has to do with me. But what does it mean? Truth be told, mine own interpretation wavers. My rational mind says meaningless dream, whilst my artist soul insists on prophecy. Whatever greater meaning this vision might hold, I am convinced that the blazing white star represents the warrior of light. In other words, you. And should these portents indeed foretell future events, you are thus fated to encounter the scarlet star, whosoever they may be. I therefore humbly request that you accompany me to the burning land from my dream, that I might witness the vision's denouement. I will compensate you for the trouble, of course. The question is, which territory in Eorzea might be considered burning, metaphorically or otherwise? A place rich in corrupted crystal deposits? They can look quite fiery. So these crystals would have to be immense in size, akin to those which comprise the burning wall. Aye, the sight well resembles the sweeping scene from my dream. The first mystery is solved. We shall leave for Eastern Thanalan and the infamous burning wall at once. Gosh dang it. That was the one I didn't click when I did it myself. So knowing which one was the right answer, I assumed that the other 2 would be wrong. Apparently, 2 of them are the right answer. So, rip. That's fine, though. Actually, you know what? I want to do Monk instead. Monk will be way more fun to do this on. So, let's go to Eastern Thanalan. I like that he tells you, hey, let's go to the Burning Wall in Eastern Thanalan. And then the first time I did this, I went, to the Burning Wall. Where is that again? And I spent a while looking until I realized Eastern Thanalan. And then I went, oh, right. He literally said that, didn't he? Also, the next, this next part of the quest took me, no joke, 15 minutes to get past. And it's not even hard. I just was being dumb and could not figure out what the game wanted. It took me 15 minutes to finally figure it out. But at least this time I won't be sitting here struggling to figure it out. A burning wall, an apt name indeed. 'Tis said that these crystalline structures were formed when falling shards of Dalamud pierced the land's ethereal current. Some see them as a symbol of rebirth, a manifestation of renewed life. But that is neither here nor there. Let's have a look around, shall we? Spyglasses at the ready. Time to search. Survey your surroundings for anything out of the ordinary. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target and inspect with the left click. So let's see if you can spot what it is that took me 15 minutes to notice. Do you see anything out of the ordinary here? This was mostly my problem, was I kept looking around here and I kept seeing, like, you can see right now what's out of the ordinary, but it looks just like the rest of the freaking place around you. And so I didn't see it at all. Not until I zoom in a bit. And even zoomed in, you might not notice that anything is off here. In fact, I could go 100% zoom, and now you might be able to notice that there is something that's not right. And the only reason I noticed was because I was literally surveying around, clicking everything, and as I passed by, I saw it pop up for half a second. But really, though, it looks just like it looks like everything else around you. Maybe like during the day this is more obvious, but just this black, like, Clive over here. Like, I don't know. To me, it looked the same as like this section, or like this section, or like up here with the bushes. I completely didn't even notice that it was a person lying here. And it took me, no joke, 15 minutes of searching and clicking to figure out that there was something there. But as soon as I saw it, I went, oh my gosh. I am so blind, apparently. I didn't see him there at all. And I felt like I had clicked every part of the screen and nothing had shown up. And I forgot that it like pops up a thing that's like that tells you what you're looking at when you find something suspicious. So like I literally just got to the point where I started just clicking everything. I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking for. Ugh. It was amazing. Where am I? What's going on? I do wish that this scene was voiced, but unfortunately it is not. Freaking, I don't remember who does Clive's voice in FF16, but freaking the voice actor for Clive is just like perfect. Like, I love it. Like, seriously. A dream led you to me. I understand how absurd that may sound. We ourselves were unsure of what awaited us here. As for who we are, I'm content to be known as the Minstrel. This stalwart hero is Cassandra Sevilla. Might we have the pleasure of your name? Clive, the last thing I remember was the ruins. Ugh. My head, where? How did I come to be in this place? It would seem you're knocked senseless. Confusion is to be expected. For safety's sake, I suggest we make for town and have a frontistery physician look you over. I've never heard that word before. And, like, I didn't read it aloud last time. So I was just like, oh yeah, you know, without even thinking. So see our patient receives proper treatment. Would you mind waiting for us at Scholar's Walk? Sure. But yeah, like, it's ridiculous how long that took before I realized that he was even there. I do like that it puts you right where you need to be, though. It doesn't bring you to Ul'dah and then you have to run over here. Or, you know, leave you there and then you have to run over here. It puts you, like, just a few feet from where you need to be at. So, a few yalms, as they say in FF14. Our foundling is being cared for as we speak, but I'm told he should be released soon. Hopefully it was not that a bite of food and a little bed rest couldn't cure. And we sit down and just have some idle talk until Clive appears. It was kind of you to wait. Thank you. What of your condition? Much improved. The physician also noted no signs of injury or illness. Yet my memories remain hazy. How did I end up here? Whatever I was doing, it was important, I'm sure of it. I must return as soon as possible. I see. We cannot leave him in this state. We must help him restore his memories and find his way home. What of the city, Clive? Do any parts of Ul'dah strike you as familiar? No. Maybe I've simply forgotten, but I recognize nothing. Not Ul'dah, then. Still, should like to think that the sights and sounds of a well-known locale will hasten your recovery. The Burning Wall, the place where we found you, is situated midway betwixt Ul'dah and Gridania. Perhaps a trip to the Twelveswood is in order. Gridania, you say? The name rings no bells, but I have no better suggestions. And you would take me there? Uh-huh, no worries. Meanwhile, I shall make the rounds of the neighboring settlements and ask if any have heard of you. Let us rendezvous in Gridania anon. Gotta wait for Clive to load in because everybody's doing the quest right now. entire situation has knocked me off balance, I'm afraid. Cassandra, was it? I appreciate you coming to my rescue. Still, you must have your own business to attend to. We can set out whenever you're ready. A little bit of experience, which does nothing for me, but a little bit of gold. Pain to recall. Clive is ready to travel to Gridania. Meow. 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 What are you meowing about? You're not the one that usually meows for attention. Yeah. Usually the one meowing at me is Esther, not you. Or Charlie, sitting in the back room. Are we ready? Then let's head out. This Gridania and the minstrel mentioned, is it far? Will we need mounts? No, we'll just take an airship. And by airship, you have those. Not that I mean to doubt you, friend. If you say we're boarding an airship, then that's what we'll do. No worries. Come on. There are no airships in I almost said Quest for Glory. In Final Fantasy 16. At least I don't recall there being any. There were ships. But I don't think there were any airships. Or if there were, like, there was one at the end of the game kind of thing. But I don't think there was any in 16 at all. Cassandra, if I may ask a foolish question, do these airships of yours actually fly? Yeah, of course. A foolish question indeed, then. Your expression tells me as much. First time traveling by airship? Is there no airship travel where you're from? So it would seem. It's odd. I know that the weapon on my back is called a sword. I understand what it's for and how to wield it. Foggy as my memories may be, my general knowledge seems intact. Yet hearing you speak of functional airships, I felt confusion, disbelief, for something that you clearly think of as commonplace. I can make no sense of it. Where was I before now? But dwelling on this is pointless. Forward is the only way. Also, I just remembered something. Not that it matters for today's stream, but I had flipped my avatar over the last stream because it was April Fool's Day, and I just remembered that it was still upside down on my main screen, so I wanted to fix that before I forgot. And then, I go to stream and I'm upside down for no reason. Feel the bracing wind, the deck shuddering beneath your feet as you rise into the sky. My memory may be faulty, but that was an experience I'm sure I'd not soon forget. So, this is Gridania. Seems very unlike the city we just left. Where to begin? I think it best if I follow your lead. Clive is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. I seriously love this mechanic of having the NPCs follow behind you. It's sad that this wasn't added until Endwalker. But I love that they do this now. In this tavern. It reminds me of somewhere I've been before. No, it's no use. I can feel the memory, but it's like grasping at smoke. Maybe if you were to show me somewhere else. I really love these quests where you have an NPC follow you. It's so much better than when it's like, hey, let's go to, you know, place. But then the character just, like, goes there. Or, like, stays behind. And then, like, you go there and then they're suddenly there. It's so much better. Chocobo. Now that's something I recognize. Yes, it's more than that. I had my own chocobo once, I'm sure of it. But as for the when or the where... Also, somebody else was doing the quests. I saw somebody come in and talk to Clive, and then when I got here, they came running up and talked to Clive and then ran on. An impressive crystal. Not a mother crystal, surely. No, not nearly large enough. When I try to remember, the fog in my head almost seems to grow thicker. It's called an aetheryte. You don't have those in Valisthea. There is fast travel, if I recall, but they don't have that in Valisthea. And then we run over here for a cutscene. Ad break. This is a truly beautiful place. And you've taken a liking to Gridania then. Have you remembered anything else? You've taken a liking to Gridania then? I do like what I've seen of it. Seems a peaceful life here among the trees, only I just can't shake the strangest feeling. As if it's too peaceful, and that doesn't sit right. Patrol reporting, Commander. All is quiet with the Ixal. No sightings of Garuda. For which we are profoundly grateful. At ease, soldier. Did he say Garuda? You there! The Garuda you speak of. Sir, are you all right? Cassandra, do you know this gentleman? Memory loss, you say? I'm sorry to hear that. There seems Garuda's name has lit a spark of some sort. I was in a battle with Garuda. I fought her, I'm sure of it. Please, you must tell me more. Anything that might help me remember my past. Of course. Gridania owes a debt of gratitude to any who have stood against that destructive fiend. However, there is one more suited to the task than I. Our elder Seed Seer is well versed not only in primal lore, but also in the treatment of bodily afflictions. She is surely your best hope for recovery. I will send word to Still Glade Fane. Stand ready to escort our guests to an audience. Understood, Commander. Pray, find me at Norfolka's altar in Old Gridania, and I will see that you are granted entry to the Lotus Stand. Nice thing is, it teleports us straight to Norfolka's altar. Like, it's really handy that this quest moves you along. Lotus Town lies just ahead. If you would follow me, please. Greetings, honored guests. Asina. Senna. I always say Sina, but it's Senna. Senna. Commander Huloi has apprised me of your friend's condition. This is he? Yep. A pleasure to meet you. I am Senna, Elder Seedseer of Gridania. I thank you for your gracious welcome. I'm Clive, though beyond that I fear my introduction may be lacking. Please concern yourself not with proprieties. 'Tis your memory loss we are here to address. I'm told Garuda's name awakened some previous recollection. Yes. In the instant I heard it, a hazy vision of battle rose unbidden. I think perhaps if I could hear more of Garuda. A wish easily granted. I mean, I am a little surprised she isn't like, as long as you don't try to summon it afterwards, you know. But it is what it is. Garuda is a deity revered by the Ixal, people who once dwelled here in the Twelveswood. She appears as a mighty winged entity, half bird, half woman, who commands the wind itself. Most frightening, however, is her capricious temper, as unpredictable as a howling storm. I should add that Cassandra has fought against Garuda in her primal incarnation. I beat the crap out of her. A winged woman of vile temperament, with power over the wind. A fitting description of the opponent I remember. But a deity? No, the will behind that monstrous visage was distinctly mortal. I suspect Clive's Garuda and Eorzea's Primal are not one and the same. Mainly as Clive himself is not of our world. Explain yourself, minstrel. I went back to where we discovered Clive and questioned folk in all the nearby settlements. Not one person recognized his description. Such a distinctive tattoo escaping the notice of every local rumor monger from Mulms around. Improbable, to say the least. That led me to consider another possibility. One consistent with past accounts I have heard of visitors from other worlds, somehow stumbling through reality's curtain and finding their way to our star. Yep. You know, like, the FF15 dude that the event just ended with. My brand, it's the mark of a bearer. Does it pain you to remember? I feel the memories trying to surface, but when I strain to recall, a piercing ringing fills my ears. Garuda, bearer, Ifrit. Another primal's name. 'Twould seem the pain has a less than tangible source. Long have I studied the healing arts, yet I sense no shadow of illness in your body. Your suffering stems not from injury nor sickness. Victims of terrible events have been known to suppress their own memories out of instinct. One's subconscious denies attempts to confront the awful truth, mind creating a shield of pain to protect the heart. The barriers of my own making. How then am I to overcome it? With our aid, of course. Fate has brought us together, and together we shall triumph over this adversity. I'll say one thing. This, story here is about as cinematic as FF16 is. So you think me from another world. And my memories of said world are not like to return unless I acknowledge some terrible truth. A truth my mind refuses to remember. This is a confounding dilemma, I agree. I have given thought to a solution. I believe that the shackles which bind your mind may yet be struck off in the heat of battle. A drastic measure, perhaps, especially when not at your best. Which is why I turn to you, Cassandra. You are the twin to Clive's wandering star. Your involvement is no accident. The path I see is thick with thorns, but if you've the will to walk it, then gird yourself for war and await me at Epkalu Falls. Pain to recall. I was going to say, his other thing hasn't loaded yet. Clive seems somewhat bemused. The path infernal. The minstrel has a plan, it seems, but he shares little beyond confusing metaphor. Still, I'm willing to indulge him if it means making progress. We're to meet him at Epkalu Falls, right? And where's that to be found? Just, up the way here, actually. Good. Not far, then. Let's get on with it. Just, travel basically north and keep going north. And you'll get there. In fact, you barely have to make any turns. You go north, you cross the bridge, and then you keep going north. And just like that, we have arrived at Epkalu Falls. When you reach the intersection, go north. It's literally just north. And now, a duty. This is the part that was so freaking awesome, though. I loved this part. This place. Why here? Because this waterfall is where the legendary Archon Louis Soir gathered a band of adventurers in the time of the 7th Umbral Calamity. I think every time I have done his voice, it has been different. Their purpose, to extinguish the infernal Ifrit. Ifrit? I know something is there, why can't I remember? Clive recalled several words in the Elder Seedseer's presence, words which brought him pain. While the significance of bearer eludes me, you and I are more than familiar with Ifrit. Considering your reaction to the mere mention of the name, it is likely that the primal, or its equivalent in your world, is deeply connected to your condition. Thus have I resolved to weave my lyrical magics and bring you face to face with the Ifrit of our world. Here, where Archon Louis Soir paved an ethereal path to the primal's lair, will my words be given substance. And within the voice which takes form will you do battle with the phantom of our mind's creation. Imaginary though this confrontation may be, I fear your suffering will be all too real. Yet you must persevere, for your hidden truth will not be unearthed without hardship. Take heart, Scarlet Star, and call upon the strength of your shining twin. Your past awaits. Duty calls. Oh boy. This fight is so freaking fun, dude. Where has he sent us? You stand in the Bowl of Embers, the site where the Amalja summoned their patron deity, and the stage upon which the warrior of light became a slayer of gods. 'Tis but convincing illusion, the body of a recounted tale given birth by fanciful verse. Come forth, Lord of the Inferno! It's Ifrit! But you know, it wouldn't be fun if we just fought Ifrit again. An accurate facsimile, yet not quite the Ifrit you know. No, not quite the same. Which is why we won't fight the Ifrit that we know. I love this so much, dude. That is the Final Fantasy XVI Ifrit. Huh. It's time to uncover the truth. Ready when you are. Together then. Dude, this fight is so cool. Ifrits. That's the thing which killed Joshua. Yes, I've been on its trail seeking vengeance for my brother. That fiend must pay. Fight with me, Cassandra. FF16 Ifrit theme. During this battle, you will gain access to special duty actions. Use rising flames to charge the foe and inflict high damage. With the proper timing, you can use dodge to avoid taking damage, even if you are within the area of an enemy's attack. I like that they use Ardbert in the pictures. certain enemy attacks will be preceded by a countdown icon. When this countdown progresses to the dodge icon, quickly use the dodge action. After executing a successful dodge, the dodge action will change to precision strike. Oh my gosh, that's hard to say. Which provides an opportunity to inflict additional damage. Precision strike. Precision strike. Whoops. Oh. I'm level freaking 50, so there's no point using the freaking perfect balance skill. I just realized. That is a level 60 and up only thing. I didn't hit the freaking button. I was paying attention to the bottom. I was paying attention to my hot bars and didn't notice the dice. What the? Okay, that time I hit it. What the frick ever you say, game. I did it too early that time. Whoops. I also did it too early there. I'm getting my buttons mixed up. I'm not used to freaking having the extra, Q and whatnot. Seriously though, the freaking FF16 Ifrit theme rocks so hard. I love it. It's so good, man. All of the music in 16 was amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Feathers. Shit, can't move. So that's the first time they've ever used that level of expletive in Final Fantasy XIV. Cassandra, buy me some time. Active time maneuver. Tap the button. This won't hold me. My thanks. Frick. I didn't hit it in time. And yet, somehow, I then promptly did. Precision strike. No precision strike there, unfortunately. Hey, I'm just thankful to, dodge when I do. Even if I don't get the precision strike. If I don't get perfect dodge, it's fine. Very fact that I get the dodge is what matters. Got it? Precision strike. Dodge. Strike. It's so fun though. Dodge. Strike. Dodge. Strike. I'm like purposefully getting in the way of some of the attacks just to do the precision thing because it's so fun. Dodge. Strike. Of course, that's how I died the first time I did this. Was I stood in the attack. And then I didn't hit the dodge. Oops. Strike. Infernal Shroud. But seriously though, this is like the best when you play a melee like DPS. It's awesome. Like, you can do the majority of the fight without actually using the dodge, but it's so much fun. Still in the fight. Pyro Assault. Dodge. Strike. These blades are feeding him power, but not if we break them. This is how I died. I stood in the middle of this. Well, actually, it was more like this one, where there were like a bunch of them, and I didn't get the dodge off, and so I died. Just a few more, Cassandra. We leave none standing. Q! Ouch! Frick. That's how I died last time. Oh, I see what happened. I hit 1 on accident instead of Q. In my defense, they are right next to each other. So it's easy to see why that would happen. On your guard. He means to unleash hell. Still with me, Cassandra. Let's finish this. Like, honestly, doing both Monk and the precision dodge and precision strike is actually kind of messing me up. Because Monk kind of already has, like, the precision dodge and such. And so I'm getting, like, the game's precision dodge mixed up with the Monk's abilities. Dodge, precision strike, precision dodge, precision strike. It's so fun. Like, so, oh, it's so fun, dude. Dodge. Whoop. Dodge. Strike. Dodge. Strike. Dodge. Strike. And just like FF16, the end of the fight has to be cinematic. Blamed another. Spare myself the guilt. I feared that by accepting it, I would lose what little was left of me. But I accept the truth of it now. You are not their fate. I am. It's so cool, dude. It's so cool. I love that fight, man. I hope they give us more fights like that in the future. Because that would be so fun. In the battle against your own mind, 'twould seem you have emerged the victor. Intriguing. Torgal! And back in Gridania. The illusion is unraveled, yet you've brought a friend back with you. This is Torgal, a wolf pup raised in the duchy. There is no more loyal ally in battle, and no keener guide where the road ahead is uncertain. Ah, that would explain the aberration in the lingering ether. Torgal is here to lead you back to your own world. Clive has embraced his harrowing past, and in doing so reclaimed the memories he lost. Though not a conscious act, he has manifested his readiness to return home in the form of a trusted companion. Even so, it was difficult to accept what I'd done. My youngest brother, Joshua, was a kind and gifted soul. The inheritor of the Phoenix Flames, he was destined to become Archduke as our father had before him. But Joshua was murdered, his bright future cut short. From that day onwards, I lived for one purpose alone. A dominant of fire had slain my brother, and I would have my revenge. I spent years tracking the killer, until one day I came to understand it had been me all along. I was young and distraught when I first summoned Ifrit. I hadn't known such power lurked within me, or that it could even exist at all. Transformation was instinctive, uncontrolled, And it was by my hand that Joshua died. I can but imagine the anguish this caused you. There was anguish, yes, and a guilt I will never escape, but I cannot let it stop me. I was born the vessel of Ifrit's power, but I need to know why. I was in search of answers. It was in search of answers that I went to the Phoenix Gate and delved into the ruins below. There I found the courage to face my past self and accept the truth. And then everything faded to black. Our tale suggests that something in the ruins, some mysterious force, was responsible for your inadvertent journey. If you arrived in Eorzea from a place sacred to the Phoenix and the Flames, then it stands to reason. Yes, what are you thinking? I'm thinking that to see you home, then we must return to the beginning. Our roads take us back to the Burning Wall. Once there, your furry comrade will lead us exactly where we need to go. All right. Let's go. Unfortunately, it does not take you to where you're supposed to go at this point. You actually have to go out there. But that's fine. But man, that fight is so fun. I wish there was a way to like redo it, because I would love to do that fight several times. Which is why I was glad when I had both Cassandra and Rin. And I was like, I don't know if I really care about getting the rewards. So I was like, I'll just get it on Rin, just because, you know, I've been playing her the most lately. So I'll just, you know, get it on Rin and call it good. And then it was just so fun. I'm like, I don't even care about the rewards. I want to do the fight again. We've come this far. Now, Torgal will be our guide. Such was the purpose of his creation, after all. Ready, Torgal? Take me home. What? Once you choose to depart, Clive and the Wandering Minstrel will accompany you. Torgal will then begin leading you onwards. Follow Torgal to his destination and try not to fall behind. If you leave Clive or the Minstrel for any reason, or lose sight of Torgal, you may try again by returning to the starting point. It's much easier to follow Torgal when I'm not level 50. I will be honest. Because I'm pretty sure that they knew like what they were doing with Torgal's path here. Because he just runs right by several of these level 41 Mirror Knights. Or for level 42. Like, this one he went right through. Like, I'm pretty sure that they were like, alright, we're gonna get all the people who are level 50. You know, it's gonna run through these Mirror Knights. And then that's gonna just frick. They'll be like, frick! But luckily, the hitbox at level 50 is pretty big. It's pretty small. Like, the aggro box at level 50 is pretty small. So, at least for the level 41 and 42 ones. Level 44 one there would definitely have aggroed at level 50. Is this it, boy? The tale ends where it began. Where you first found me. Indeed. I am baffled as to why this, of all places, would serve as a junction between our two worlds. But now I think I understand. I was, rather. You do. Some years ago, Eorzea was visited by a cataclysmic disaster known as the Seventh Umbral Calamity. Yet even as fire and ruin threatened all we held dear, the world underwent a mystical renewal. 'Twas as if the star was reborn. Our theory attributes the miracle to a benevolent entity, claiming that the undying phoenix flared into being to save us in our hour of direst need. The phoenix. The burning wall itself is a scar left by those events, its crystal ridges having erupted from the earth overnight. Some believe these monoliths of solidified flame to be proof of the phoenix deliverance. The bond with your brother, the phoenix of your world, may have been the connection which brought you to the sacred place in ours. Drawn to the flame. Click. Seems our time together is at an end. Thank you, both, for all you've done. Press on, friend, no matter how daunting the hardship or bitter the truth. May your journeys be fair. And yours as well. You don't seem the type to stand still. I mean, I'm definitely not an MMO protagonist or anything. Come, Torgal. We've answers to seek, and Valisthea awaits. But seriously, though, I love that quest line. Honestly, Final Fantasy XVI was a terrific game. It really was. And then he was gone. I feel the stirrings of a ballad. I may not know anything about Final Fantasies freaking 15 or 11 or 12 or 13 or 9 or 8 or 7 or anything before that. But I know Final Fantasy 10, I know Final Fantasy 14, and I know Final Fantasy 16. And I know all three of them are amazing games. As long as you don't play Final Fantasy X too. But nay, 'twould be hubris to imagine I could capture Clive's story from so fleeting an excerpt. Why am I doing Clive's voice all of a sudden? That honor belongs to someone else, someone privileged to see his tale to its conclusion. Sadly, the power to peer into other worlds was not granted me by this day's miracles. I wonder, however, if you might manage it, Cassandra. I love that line. It's like, hey, you want to know more about this guy? Go play FF16. I can't do it, because I'm just an NPC. You, on the other hand, are a real person in the real world. You can totally do it. I love it. Our little adventure is over, set in motion as it was by a dream most cryptic. I must thank you for indulging my sudden and strange request. As for your promised reward, I hope this is sufficient. Torgal proved such a trustworthy guide that I thought to bind his likeness to a summoning whistle. May his loyal spirit serve you well on your travels. Until we meet again. Not only that, but he also gave us a minion version. Go on, you want to pet the adorable fellow. What could possibly go wrong? As well as the Metian attire coffer, aka Clive's outfit. Now exchange MGP for special items by speaking with the Gold Saucer attendant at the Gold Saucer. Found the flame. So now we get Clive's outfit. We get the Torgal whistle. And the Torgal pup minion. So with that in mind, says there's a new, it's Petey over here, okay. It says there was a new minion on that page, but I couldn't find it, but there it was. But here's Torgal. And yes, every mount can fly. So even though it makes no flippin' sense that Torgal can fly, he can indeed fly. Also, I really think this section of this area is really cool. It's like the ether created a bridge here. So, I think it's really cool. I like all of the like destroy, like the destruction around the world kind of thing. Like, it's so cool. They did a terrific job with this. And I bet they could have done even more with it if they had had enough time. But it is what it is.